Hi, I'm Dan Whittaker. I'm here today to analyse the golf swing of Anthony Kim. Now, in my opinion, I think that Anthony's probably got one of the best golf swings in the world, if not the best. There's the young lad from Italy, Matteo Manacero. There's Hunter Mahan, who technically got one of the greatest in the world. But there's just something about the freedom and the athleticism in the golf swing that Anthony exhibits that, to me, shows one of the greatest in the world. And there's a couple of things in that golf swing that I see that he possibly tightened up a little bit around the Masters last year, and hopefully he'll tighten up a little further, which will then possibly see him go on and dictate in golf. He's definitely got the talent there. It all depends whether he's got the work ethic and the desire. Now, what we'll do is we'll go through the golf swing and highlight all the points that are great and the bits that he has been working on. Now, from down the line here, this is picture perfect posture. It's absolutely brilliant. Arms hanging straight down from the shoulder sockets, knees over the balls of the feet, weights into the balls, and just great angles. We see very modern classic one-piece move here. Club head is outside the hands and the upper body is turning away with the club head following. This is the classic one-piece move. Okay, butt of the club is moving in towards the right thigh. The right side's turning away from the shoulder here. The hips turning a little in this direction. The club's moving, butt of the club's moving in. The club is staying out. What I also like is that the toe of the club is allowed to open a fraction, but is perfectly parallel to the spine right here. So this is the classic club head outside the hands position. What we see from here then is great setting of the golf club. So the club starts to work up the right forearm. Okay, it's bang on plane here, and the club face is very neutral. It's super square here. Club's up the right forearm, and it's essentially in perfect position. And keeps on turning. Okay, doesn't have a huge hip turn, but has enough depth in that turn. And at the top here has the club shaft slightly laid off. Okay, and some people may think that this is a little bit flat. But what happens is when the golf swing is short of parallel and it's in a rotational manner, this left arm will not match the angle of the shoulders or appear to rest on the shoulder plane. It'll be a bit short of it or a bit low of it. When it gets a longer golf swing, we tend to see it rests on there. We also then see here this right elbow is perfectly in front of the right hip here, and the club face is square to the left arm. So this really is absolutely spot on. This is 100% what I would personally be looking for in a golf swing. I think it looks tremendous. Now what we'll have a look is from this kind of slight rear side on view. Again, we see how well everything turns away, and you see how the body turn is moving the club away. The body keeps on turning, the left arm's rotating, the left wrist is cocking, the right elbow is folding down, and at this point the hands are perfectly synced up to the body. So it shows that the body is in control and leading, and that the hands, arms and club are following, because the centre point of the hands is bang in line with the sternum, which means it's perfectly on plane. The centre of the hands is perfectly in line with the sternum, and the club face is dead square. Continues to wind up here. Okay, the arms stay fully synced up to the body. You can see some depth in the right hip here, and the elbow is in front of the right hip. So the arms are in front of the body at all times, and this is telling us that the club is staying in front. So this is what the classic position of the arms staying in front is. One of the problems we tend to see in Anthony's golf swing can be exhibited here from this rear view swing. Okay, what we tend to see is a little bit of sway load here. Now, part of it can be attributed to his wide stance, because he's going to have to make a bit of a sway load to get over the right pivot point. Okay, so as he makes the sway load here in the first move to transfer the weight, he then winds up. The problem that he has when he does this sway load is he has a tendency to get a bit of run on with the arms. In other words, instead of the club stopping at the same moment as the left shoulder stops turning, the club tends to at times track on. Now this has a habit then of him having to slightly slow down the turn to let the arms catch back up. Otherwise, he's going to miss it with a block off to the right, or he's going to have to kind of try and chase it back in with the hands a little bit and possibly turn it over left. But more often than not, with his swing, he tends to block it out right. You can see how much he's actually moved off the golf ball here. We see where he started right here. Okay, there's the head position. There's the left hip. We'll watch him going back now, and this is a big move off the golf ball. Really is a big move off it. So it's, he's going to have to make up this movement here. So he gets back, and then he starts to unwind, but ends up being a little bit kind of behind it, or too far behind it. What we see right here is, in comparison, is here he is at 15th tee at Augusta on the right hand side in 2010 against an 09 swing on the left. Now, when we view the 09 swing and we take it to the top here, we can see this straight away, this sway load here. Sway load stroke sits into the right side, then turns, loads it over, and we see this slightly longer backswing here. Okay, we go to the 15th at Augusta here. We don't tend to see a sway load. We see much more solid turn away in one piece. We get it to the top. We see a shorter golf swing. Club shaft slightly laid off. Arms in front. Club face absolutely perfect. It's so neutral. It's completely lined up with the left arm and the shoulders. So this it couldn't be any better than it is right here. Okay, this on the left hand screen is a little long. The culmination of this longer swing is that he, although he's unwinding through it tremendously here, he just has to hang back a little here and come up on the feet a little more on the left, whereas on the right he doesn't come up anywhere near as much with footwork, and everything's just more together and synced. Okay, both absolutely blitz these tee shots, but you can just see how much tidier the follow-through position looks. It's more in sync on the right, but on the left it just looks a little bit more untidy. He's unwinding and he's kind of just flinging the arms around, whereas this is just so much more synced up and together. But it's fully attributed to the lack of sway load. When we have a look at the driver here from this angle, we can see how wide the stance is. It's a lot wider than his hips and his shoulders. So he has to slightly sway load here, over to the right. Okay, so now he's made the weight transfer. Okay, this is a little bit shorter than some of the other swings, but you know, he's then essentially a little bit stuck behind it here and just popping up through the shot. Okay, and he's just going to have to try and time that move a lot more than if he narrows the stance a touch and does what he did with the move at the Masters in 2010, where everything was much more stable without the rocking off the golf ball. In 09 here, we can still see this rocking off the ball a little with that iron, but the swing's pretty short, because when the left shoulder stops turning, so too do the arms stop and the shoulder stops. This is a very in sync golf swing, but it's a little bit on the back foot, so then he gets through it and just has to stall a little and let the arms just run off away from the body a touch more than he would do when he's not got a sway load. When we have a look from this view here, we see Anthony's tremendous downswing. This is the fully in sync golf swing. He then makes a tremendous weight transfer over the left side, and now his arms are in front of his body, which are exhibited right here. They're in front of the chest, seen by this triangle. The club head is attacking away from the inside in here. So the shaft's attacking from quite deep. Now we follow this arc line coming in, and we see how the club's coming in, and it then disappears back around to the left. Okay, so it swings from the inside, strikes the ball and goes back around to the inside, and the golf club is very, very passive. It's at 90 degrees to this little arc that the club head's moving in. And when we take away these lines, we can see that the angle between the right arm and the shaft has been held. The butt of the club is swinging down and then around, and the club is being released by physics via the body rotation. It really is tremendous, and you can also see the excellent footwork here by Anthony, in that both feet are rolling over. The right foot's rolling, it's not exploding up on the toe. This can be seen in the right foot here as the outstep's coming up. It shows that the feet are quiet and reacting to the pivot. The feet and the legs aren't dominating the golf swing. So we see here how these feet react to this. This is a great move and tremendous footwork. We again see this tremendous footwork and downswing from here, in that we see moving across, how the feet are working across, the arms working with the body, the club's moving down and around, and the club is fully released here. Okay, can't get a golf club more released than this, but the hands aren't flicking, they're all working together with the body, and this is such an in-sync golf swing. And the athleticism that he has is exhibited in the golf swing, and that and the freedom with which he seems to show when hitting the ball and at his best is what, for me, makes the golf swing appear to be one of the greatest in the world at the moment. I just really like the freedom that it's got and the athleticism. Now, we see here how this right side's fully behind the below, and how none of this right side ever slows to allow the arms to come through. It's all working through together. It's very, very good, and this view in particular shows how the arms work down and around via the pivot. Okay, and you see the left knee re-rotating towards the target here. The weight's now over the left side, right there, and now he unwinds around the left foot as the weight moves into the left heel. As this happens, this pulls the butt of the club around. This allows the butt to work in, and the club head works out. So the face goes from being open, and as the toe works out, that is what squares the face up. So this is all happening via physics as the weight's moving into the left foot. The left leg's still bent, we can see there, but it's in the act of posting up. And the weight's moving into the heel, and as the weight goes into the heel, it causes the butt to work around, the toe to work, the club to work out, the head to work out, the face squares up, and it works around, very low and around out the body here, and we can see that it is fully released. We also see this tremendous release with the drivers, even in this long one, just this tremendous release here, and even again with the driver, a passive club face there, and he's backing out a touch, and with this tremendous swing here, we see tremendous downswing, great footwork, very passive club face here. You don't see this toe flipping over, you don't see these arms crossing like you see with some of the players who are having to slow down and use the hand to manipulate the face. And it is just fully released right here, but with no manipulation from the hands, all being led via the body. A super modern golf swing, and I'm hoping he overcomes the injury he had last year. If he's got any personal problems, which maybe he has had, these all get sorted out, and we see him return to the winner's circle and potentially go on to dominate the game. Hope you've all enjoyed this analysis. If you'd like to contact me, you can do at danwhitaker@btconnect.com, and I look forward to talking with you all again soon. Thanks a lot.